Hi, I'm Rochelle, and I'm outside 32 Division. I'm going to speak with the sergeant who is in charge on scene of a person with a knife on the TTC bus at Yonge and Steeles.
Okay, on Saturday, July 30th, just after 12 noon, Toronto police were dispatched to a call at Yonge and Steeles Avenue regarding a person with a knife on board a TTC bus. Upon arrival on scene, Toronto police were responding in conjunction with York Region Police, and we were more or less arriving at the same time. And with one fluid motion, our first officers, along with the first officers of York, pinned the vehicle. I sent one of my officers, along with the bus driver, to the rear of the vehicle, as there is a kill switch near the engine, and they were able to disable the engine without entering the vehicle and making it completely inoperative. The individual stayed in the driver's seat. He made no attempts to communicate with us. I ordered a ambulance and a tactical ambulance. The ETF were also en route, and an inner perimeter and outer perimeter was secured, as we had approximately 500 people that were spectators in the area. The ETF took over the inner perimeter. They relieved my officers. My officers went to the outer perimeter in order to better secure it, and the ETF started their negotiations with this male.
And PC Reimer began to try to negotiate with him and establish a rapport. And it was a very lengthy process for a considerable amount of time. The subject just would not respond. He was damaging the bus, he was cutting into the steering wheel, he was focusing anywhere but on Eric. But Eric persisted and continued to try to establish a rapport with him, and after a period of time he was solely able to get the subject talking. We consulted with Dr. Peter Collins, our psychiatrist, who was also on scene. And again, we're just formulating the plan at this point. You know, what are our next steps forward, and what's the best and safest thing to do for everyone involved. The bus had been sitting there for several hours. It was a hot, sunny day, and we could see a physiological change in him. The temperature in the bus was rising. He hadn't drank anything, despite, you know, we offered him several times for water and Gatorade and whatnot and keep him hydrated. He wasn't drinking anything. And we started to see a shift in his behavior. He was putting his head down a lot more on the steering wheel. Clearly he was getting hot, he was getting dehydrated. And in consulting with Dr. Collins, he had very real concerns about his cognitive ability to reason between, what next steps forward and trying to make a rational decision. That kind of escalated our need to get him off the bus and get him medical attention. Now he's talking about, I'm going to hurt myself. If you guys come near me, I'm going to hurt you. So now he starts talking about violence. So now we can see a change in him. We moved one of the containment vehicles that opened the main passenger, the front passenger doors of the bus. Half the team moved up to that portion of the bus. So now the subject, he's got Eric Reimer on this side, and he's got the team on this side. So now he's turning left and right, and now he's seeing officers on both sides, so he doesn't know where to concentrate. And that was an advantage for us. We saw an opening, we deployed a taser, and at the same time the teammate entry and took control of him. The taser worked very effectively the way it's supposed to, and Team 6 members went in and took control of him, and then we were able to handcuff him at that point, which brought an end to the event.
Following the incident, when the person was taken into custody, the spectators of at least 500 people, they cheered the police officers. They were happy to see that the individual was taken into custody without any harm or injury. I just wanted to say that I'm very proud of my officers. They did an amazing job, especially under a stressful situation. And I also want to express my deep appreciation to York Region, who really were instrumental in bringing this situation to a successful outcome.
And that's another episode of How We Do at TPS. Please visit howwedoattps.com for more videos.